Happy birthday to you. If anybody needed help, he would be there. If anyone phoned him up and said they need something, he was just like the rock of the family. He was just such a family man.
Lynn was preparing for the funeral of her husband John, who died suddenly. Just an hour before the funeral was due to take place, she received a Facebook notification.
A thing came on saying John Rawlins live stream for his funeral, and we knew we hadn't done that. It was obviously a scam.
How did it make you feel?
Totally shocked, angry. It's just horrible.
Lynn and her family had been hit by scammers who created a fake live stream link to target loved ones who couldn't attend the funeral. A Facebook profile was set up that included family photos, funeral details, and a link to watch the ceremony, but it was all fake.
Obviously, we didn't want anybody to give them any money, so we had to then, like an hour before the funeral, have to go on Facebook and tell everybody it was a scam.
The clickable link directed to a paywall asking for card details to watch the funeral.
I just can't believe they do that. It's the lowest of the low, in my opinion. It was awful.
So how's it being done? Scammers create fake Facebook profiles that look like they've been set up by families, each with a link to a fake live stream page, which then asks for card details. They troll community groups and send mass friend requests to mutuals on Facebook to make things appear more legitimate. And Lynn is not the only one. Dan received a notification on his phone while at his dad's wake.
It's disgusting really how people can, you think about usual scams around, but this is something that I think hits so much harder than anything else that you see. People are knowing that you're going to be going through that situation of the funeral and the service. So they're not going to come and question you about that ability or whether it's actually genuine. It's very easy and very smart for them to do that, to catch people in a very vulnerable state.
And we found hundreds of similar pages on Facebook where scammers have tried to exploit people grieving a loved one with a fake link. Police also issued warnings after high-profile funerals were targeted too, including of 6-year-old Southport victim BB King and 10-year-old Poppy Atkinson, who died after being struck by a car in Cumbria.
I think anything where they're asking for a donation or they're asking for your card details is immediately suspicious.
Cybersecurity experts have been tracking patterns around how these scammers operate.
And what they're hoping is you're in a panic because you know that the funeral is taking place now, and you'll act quickly without thinking. You enter in your credit card details. They're set up within hours of the funeral happening. They're just changing it over as quickly as they can. They spin up new domains. They spin up new Facebook pages. So I can't see it's going away anytime soon.
Can we trace them to any particular location? Do we know the sorts of people they're targeting?
I think we've seen some domains have been traced to Bangladesh. Once one set of scammers are doing one thing, they're going to be doing it elsewhere as well.
The body that represents trading standards groups across the UK have told ITV News they're growing increasingly concerned about these sorts of scams.
To me, this has all the hallmarks of a serious and organised crime group. Unfortunately, these criminals are targeting everybody, everywhere, and that's why we have to be on our guard. But we have seen a rise of these sort of scams, of this sort of criminal activity over the last 4 years.
We reached out to the people behind one of these pages to ask why they'd created it, but they didn't get back to us. We also contacted Meta, Facebook's parent company, and sent them the pages we found. They told us they don't allow fraudulent activity on their platforms and had removed what we flagged. They said they work closely with law enforcement and encourage users to report what they find so they can take action. But no action was taken until we contacted Facebook, and Lynn still hasn't heard from the platform herself.
They just said it doesn't go against the community standards and they're not removing it. It makes me feel sick to the stomach that Facebook aren't helping people, and it's just wrong, just totally wrong.
What's your message for those scammers that are behind the Facebook pages like this?
I would say, how dare they do it? The day is hard enough as it is. Families are struggling, they're suffering emotionally everybody's broken, and then to have somebody come along and scam everyone that they can, they're just awful. I think they're the scum of the earth, to be honest. They're awful.
Well, George, just when you think online fraud can't get any more heartless, it does. What can people do to protect themselves from this kind of scam?
Well, first thing to bear in mind is Lynn flagged that page a couple of times. Meta didn't do anything about it. So it wasn't until we brought it to their attention that they took that down. It's a pretty grim scam, targeting people at their most vulnerable. And we've seen hundreds of these scams. A lot of them taken down. A lot of them are still up on a quick search on social media will show they are still there. Best advice is you shouldn't be expecting to pay to watch a funeral live stream. So don't click on the link. Don't put in any card details. Contact your funeral director if you're unsure what to do. And also report them. These scams are on the rise. So unless people are reporting them, we're not going to see them taken down.